And we're back to learning JavaScript. Let me show you how you can find the lowest number in an array. There are two ways. Let me show you how it's done from scratch by creating a function for it. And afterwards I'll show you a method that does all that a little bit easier, quicker. First up, the function, I call that find lowest number. As a parameter, we add an array. So this is a placeholder, and we use the ARR array later on as an argument to pass it. Inside of the function, we'll define a new variable called lowest, and I set it to the array's first element, so index 0. In our case, it will be the 12 when we pass the ARR to our argument as the array. And then we want to compare these elements to all other elements in the array. To do that, we use a for loop right here. We'll define a counter of I. Set it to 1 because we want to start with the second number in index position 1. And we have to check if I is smaller than the array.length, which will end the loop when we've reached the last element of the array. And for each iteration, we'll increase it by 1 to get through the array one by one via its index count. Inside of the for loop, we use an if statement. And here we want to compare our lowest to whatever array number we are working on. And this is found via the I, the index, so array using position I is smaller lowest. And if that is true, we want to set our lowest variable now to array using the index I. So we've set up 12 as the first lowest, and then it compares if 5 is smaller than 12, and it is. Therefore 5 will now be lowest, then 5 compared to 55, it's not. 5 compared to 18, it's not, and so forth. 5 compared to 4 is true again, therefore 4 becomes the new lowest. And then in the end, 2 is smaller than 4, therefore 2 should become the new lowest. We also have to return it. So our variable lowest needs to be part of the function right here before our last curly bracket. So simply return lowest. And to actually see it, we need to print it out after the function. So we use document.write. Inside of the brackets, we'll call the function. We have to use, as I've said, ARR as the argument. And this should result in 2. Let me run it. And there you go. We found 2 as the lowest number. As I said, this entire function is also stored, you could say, in a method. So we can make our life a little bit easier if we don't want to code them from scratch. Let me delete this part right here. We don't need our function anymore, so I'll delete it as well. And now we simply create a new variable, lowest number. And we set it equal to the math.min method, and this uses the ARR and what is called spread operator, just 3 dots. And this simply means that it spreads out the content of the array, in our case all of these numbers, and then it finds the minimum in our array. We have to print it out though. In this case, it's lowest number, our new variable that we have to print out, and this should result in 2 as well. You can see that here. And if I change that to 1, we'll get 1. And this is how you can find the lowest number in an array using JavaScript. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.